preachers will be against you getting a little heat when you get a little cold. I don't think any of the ushers or the deacons in church will be against you for getting a little heat when you're cold. So that when that devil comes inside of your house and in your yard, and if he finds out that you got something to run him out of there, well, he won't come back again. I'm making it plain, yes, that any time someone put their filthy hands or any filthy thing on you, you do your best to make sure they don't put it on anyone else. I'm telling you some real stuff. I don't have the time to pussyfoot with you. I've got to tell you what's going to save you. You got to know that the bullet is as real as the ballot. And you got to know that if you don't protect your society, no one else will. In Arkansas, if you looked at the news, they passed a bill for the teachers to carry weapons. I said in Arkansas, they passed a bill for teachers to carry weapons. In Florida, Louisiana went with Florida in the Stand Your Ground law for teachers to carry weapons. And we're still sitting around singing "We Shall Overcome." We're still sitting around singing "This Little Light of Mine," and this devil has put his Bible aside and is telling you praise the Lord but pass the ammunition. It's picnic time. I'm telling you that he's made you the target of his assaults. I'm telling you so you won't have to worry about being told. I'm giving you some good stuff. This is the kind of religion that Mom and Pa used to talk about. If you want to get that devil's attention, there's only one way that you're going to do it. Nonviolence isn't going to do it. Why, you can't pray for him when he has a weapon in your face, but we need to train our young men as they train their young men to use weapons and be responsible. And instead of killing up one another, do their best to protect our community. This is the truth that we need to hear. This is the truth that's going to stop the killing of Trayvon Martins. This is the truth that's going to protect our children in our community. Stop looking for the police to do a job that you can do for yourself. Why, when he's killing you, cutting you up, beating you to death, beating your sons, and you're taking your problem to the same criminal. You're taking your problem to the same court system that is doing you injustice. Why, you don't take your problem to the devil? Why, you take that devil to court. And the only way that you're going to do it is that you're talking his language. I said the only way that you're going to do it, if you're talking his language. If he's talking French, you got to talk French. I said if he's talking French, you got to talk French. If he's talking Kareza, you got to talk Kareza. If he come to you with karate, you got to talk karate. If he come to you at jiu-jitsu, then you can use kung fu to combat him. If he come to you with a gun, you got to talk gun. That is the only way that he's going to understand you. I'm telling you what's going to help you. I'm telling you what saved your life. The Bill of Rights explain that you have the right to arm yourself for self-defense. That's the constitutional right. He can't take it away from you. It also tells you that you have the right to press. That's your constitutional right. He can't take it away from you. You have the right to assemble. That's your constitutional right. He can't take it away from you. And every time you come together, you should come together talking about something other than what's going on Facebook and other than what style Beyonce is wearing. Beyonce and Jay-Z are good, but they can't bring you out of this. Trick Daddy and the other rappers are good. They can't bring you out of this. Praising the Lord on Sunday is wonderful, and praising him during the week is better, and praising him every day is splendid. But that alone, we need God. We got to have God. I want to say that. You got to keep God first. You got to keep God first in whatever you do. But while you're keeping him first, why don't you keep a little heat at your side to make sure that you can keep the mosquitoes off when they come to bite you. I'm telling you, you're dealing with one of the cruelest beasts that's ever touched this planet. You're dealing with a low-down, dirty, snake-belling, pig-crawling white man who has been killing your your society ever since he brought you here. He's been killing you ever since you come into this claimant. He made you think that you're free. You're not free. If you were free, you wouldn't be in poverty. If you were free, you would control the economy of your community. If you were free, you wouldn't be catching hell every time you have a politician that's willing to stand up for you. Oh, I say you've been lied to. You've been misled. You've been tricked. You've been run amok. And every time he talks to you, he's saying the same old thing. He's saying the same old thing. Anytime you have a white politician, what did he tell you? He sent some black man in front of you. I'm almost through here in a minute. He sent some black man in front of you. Every time a white president got in office or was running for office, every time a white senator or representative was running for office, every time a white mayor was running for office, why he brings some jigaboo, buck dancing, buck tooth, buck private black man in front of you. How to mistreat you, lie to you, tell you that this man's all right. And that's what they do. How they bring these Uncle Toms down to coffee. And these Toms can't even turn down the coffee. They ain't got enough sense to turn down the coffee. He brings them in the districts. He brings them in the White House. They can't turn it down, and they leave there saying, telling you and I that man's all right. They said that white man's all right. He's from the South. He can deal with the South. He's all right. Don't only call the governor of Louisiana a Dixiecrat or a racist. Romney is a Dixiecrat and a racist. Bill Cheney is a Dixiecrat and a racist. Bonner is a Dixiecrat and a racist. I'm making it plain. These are Dixiecrats and racists that have been sending black sellouts in front of you for as long as you can remember. Those days are long gone too. Those days are long gone. They're long gone. For the time has come when we begin to communicate and gather amongst one another. The time has come when we're ready to see a difference. So when you see a brother coming in your community, misguided, misled, mistook, and run amok, telling you that the white man's all right, why you should tell him to leave. Why you should flee. Even your Bible tells you to flee from the very appearance of evil. And I'm telling you to flee from that evil. And the only time it can get good is when we're around one another. The only time that it'll get better is when we continue to be around one another. And this puts fear in the heart of the white man. I said this puts fear in the heart of the white man because you decide to come together. You're not killing anyone in your community. You're not putting anyone in your community in danger. It's that beast that's putting you and I in danger. Just a few days ago, our mayor was threatened because someone said they put a bullet in his head. Our mayor was threatened, and if they'll do this to our leader, what do you think they'll do to you? I'm trying to open your eyes. I'm not a hate teacher, this is love talk. If I didn't love you, I wouldn't tell you. If they'll do it to the mayor, they'll do it to our children. If they'll do it to the mayor, they'll do it to our elderly. If they'll do it to the mayor, they'll do it to you. And today, I want to tell you that it's good, that the dream is very much alive, and the nightmare of the white man is starting, because you and I have decided to come together. What do we hope to achieve? What do we hope to achieve? We hope to achieve power in our community. The Democratic Party have lied to you and I. The Democratic Party have lied to our predecessors, telling them that if we joined along, that they would fix our problem and our situation. It was you that put the Democratic Party in the White House. In 1959, you did that. You put them in the White House. And they've had almost 60 years to deal with your problem. And they have failed to deal with that problem in 60 years. They brought up everything else and gotten it out of the way, including the administration of Barack Obama. They brought out everything else and gotten it out of the way. And now they bring up you. And now they bring up you. You made them first and they made you last. You made them first and they made you last because they think you're a chump. A political chump. that the white man is not plotting and planning on how he can put you further back in depression, you're long wrong. Very wrong. He's plotting and planning right now. He's driving back and forth through the community. He's watching everything that happens. He's on satellite watching you because you decided to come together. And because you decided to come together, he has every right to be afraid. He didn't want me coming here. He closed the airport. The airport should have been open about 2 days ago, but he closed it because he knew I was coming. He exited the airport out, all because he doesn't want to see you progress. I don't have anything to do with that progress, but God has everything to do with your progress. And I'm telling you that if you stay unified and you stay in unity, that is the kind of potion that this man needs. It's the kind of thing he don't understand. It's the kind of thing that he can't accept when you decide to come together. And I tell you that you should clap your hands. I tell you that you should clap your hands because the day has come when you decided to come together rather than stay apart. We're introducing to you a man that we continue and intend to keep in the mayorship as long as we can. Because when he leaves there, I claim this, we have been looking for an individual that we can push in the ballot to run for senator. And I tell you, there's no better man in this nation to run for senator here in Louisiana besides Leslie Thompson. Let's give him a hand. Remember, we've got to push this totally. For that reason, our scope of things is much larger than just the mayor's seat. But this is the way that we're going to get there. Tomorrow, to all the parents and the students around, we've got to march together tomorrow with determined pressure. We've got to meet in front of the City Hall building. This is very important. This is the most important thing that you've ever done in your life concerning Jonesboro. We've got to meet in front of City Hall, and we want to keep all the children out of school. Why do we want to do that? We want to keep them out of school because for one child to be in that educated school system, that integrated school system, one child is $400,000. $400,000 for one child from the federal government for the education system. Not only that, but it costs $5,000 a day to make sure that they have education equipment and to make sure that they have what they need in the school system. If we pull these children out of school for one day, if we pull them out, depending on the children, if you have 30 children, you just called the government $30 million. If you have 15, you just called them $15 million. This is the kind of buck that's going to matter. This is the kind of tweaking that you could do on your cell phones. This is the kind of message that should go over Facebook. And young ladies, while you're twerking, why don't you start tweaking to make a difference and make a change? Try again. I said and I say it again. Twerking is not going to get you out of this. But we've got to unify and come with determined pressure. I understand that we've got some young gangsters around. I want to let you know division and killing one another is not going to get you out of this. But we've got to stand together. With us today, we have this historian of Moorish science and also the chapter and intellectual of the New Arkansas Black Panther Party that is here to encourage and embolden and train our young men on self-defense. These men are also authorized veterans on how to operate and own weapons and to use them responsibly and to protect our community and our elderly while they're in our community. I want you to know the Aryan Nation has banded with the racist police order. I want you to know that. I want you to know that they've been very threatening. They've called me on obscene phone calls. They tried to stop us from coming down. You know, they were here before I made it. But on the day that they found out that we were going to come, why them devils, you can't even find them. I said on the day that they knew that we were going to come, you can't even find them. If you see young men on the outside of the town in the perimeter, I just want you to know that that's a little token from us. If you see young men inside the community to protect the community, I want you to know that's a little token from us. To make sure that that your lives are protected, to make sure that we can do the job that is needing to be done. Huh? So that when he raised a sword, then we raise a sword. And he raised a weapon, we can do the same. To make sure that there's no parents and there's no more obituaries happening in our community over our children from senseless killings and murders. Also, I also want to say this, young men, we need you to band with us. We need you to stop the killing inside of your community. And we need that immediately. We're calling on you to join us. We're calling on you to stand with us as we make this change, so that you'll learn how to protect the community. A community that gave you life. A community that when you look at it, you can stick your chest out and raise your head up, knowing that you're doing the best to save that community. Because the lives of our women and children is worth it. The lives of our women and children is worth it. The lives of our women and children are worth it. So we want an all-out effort. We're going to have protection on tomorrow. Don't mind that. We know that they have their people and we have ours. I said we know that they have their people and we have ours. We've obligated ourselves to protect our brother, who is an alpha brother, a Masonic brother, and a brother at large. To give him the protection, to give Brother Devin the protection they need to make sure that they can look out for your community. Look out for your children, look out for you. And we've got to come in numbers. Meet in front of the city hall and march from there to come to the courtroom, and we want to flood it out. We want to flood the courtroom out. Get the word over. Somebody tell your sisters, your brothers, your friends. Tell your running buddies. Keep the children out of school. Send a message to your enemy. Well, he is your enemy. It was your enemy that brought you here. Then again, some of y'all think you came here on the Mayflower, or the Pinta, or the Santa Maria. I'm trying to tell you that he gave you a crooked history. I'm trying to give you the right one. For it was you. You were here in Louisiana before anyone else ever came here. And you've been here for the last 10,000 years before anyone ever came here. I'm trying to tell you something. He's got in your mind that you've never done anything. And if he can keep making you think that you've never done anything, then you'll never do anything. So I'm telling you to capitalize on someone who's doing something. And he did it because you're helping him do it. Let us change the town of Jonesboro, North Carolina. The last thing I want to say is that it goes farther than Jonesboro. It goes much farther than Jonesboro. We want to go to the capital. We want to be in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. You have to do the math. Baton Rouge, Louisiana, we want to be there in about 3 weeks. We'll be meeting there on a Wednesday, and you got a challenge in front of you. We want to make it the biggest gathering in the history of Louisiana that has ever happened. We want to gather on the Capitol. We don't want to go on a Saturday. On a Saturday, they'll be at home sleep. Why we want to wake these devils up on a Wednesday? We want